Ndewonu ndị be anyị, ekene m unu. Ọ bụrụ na ị na-abata n'ozi a, ị na-abata n'iru akwụkwọ, ị na-atụsa m ozi a, ị na-abata na YouTube, ị na-atụsa ozi a. Anyị abịalutegokwan a sị na ịma na ife mee na m abịarọ sinsi bụ na onwe ka ife si dị, onwe ife dapụta anụ, ife a na-alụ adịrọkwa n'izi. Na ọkwa na-emechala ebe a na-emechalụkwa ebe nke ọzọ ka ọ dịkwa ka a na-eme. While you are joining the page, share the video wherever you are watching from. Wherever you are watching from, share the video, invite others to join. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, share the video, invite others to join. Ebe ọ bụla isi abata na-atụsala anyị ozi a, biko onu. Don't forget to click the like button, like the video, because if you like the video, the algorithm will do better. If you like the video, the algorithm will do better. So in abata na-atụsa the ozi, click well like and love button. I hope that Facebook will allow us not to have some issues today. I hope they will allow us. I just hope they are going to allow us to do what we have to do. Of course, what we are here to do this evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you are watching from, what we are here to do, remember I said we are going to, bring more light to what, my comrade Methu was, reading yesterday in the book of Leviticus. And we're going to share more light to that, what he read, and we are going to have some other discussions. Of course, if you look at the activities of the enemy of this struggle, you will understand that they are actually confessing they are, they are defeated, and there is nothing that they can do about it. I just believe that what they are trying to do. Remember that I told you, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a free man. He's a free man. The only thing holding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is Hope Uzodimma and his election. His election on 11th of November is the only thing that is holding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is free indeed. So, and then you will understand those who are using their platforms, what they are using those platforms to do. It is all about trying to use them to sabotage their own people, trying to do everything they will do in order to bring us down and everything we are doing for the sake of our freedom and the freedom of our posterity. That is what we are doing. But some of the enemies, some of the people who are supposed to be, who supposed to know better, just because of what they are thinking, or just because of their selfish benefit, they become very, they become a sellout, and they will be against what we are doing. So, but we will not allow them to defeat us or to win. Like you see, the autopilot, what they are doing today, it is actually to tell you one day that their curfew is what released Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That their curfew is what released, because they know that they have failed. They are, the map they are trying to draw now is how to lie to Biafrans, to tell them that it is their curfew that released Mazen Namdekan. And you notice that a lot of them that are doing what they were doing, you will notice that they don't have families at home. Because when they don't have families at home, when they don't have any house at home, that's why I was lamenting every day that these people cause problem, then they will destroy people's properties, they will destroy, kill innocent people because they do not have anything that will be destroyed. That's why they are doing what they are doing. But that is a topic for later. Right now, if you are joining us, share the video. I know that Facebook is going to, make sure we don't, do this program in peace. But if you share the video, maybe we can override the algorithm number. If you like the video, it will be even better. We can override the number of the algorithm because what we are here to do is very, very important. Very, very important. Because if you look at the reading that our brother read yesterday, he read the book of Leviticus. He read the book of Leviticus 26. I believe it's 26, 25 rather. He read the book of Leviticus 25 and he talked about the buying and selling of ndị onwe ife a na-akpọfa maka na achọrọ m ịkpọfa n'ọnụ oyibo maka otu anwụnwa iru the Facebook kịta mkpọfa n'ọnụ oyibo enwe ike ha chụfụcha unu ndị nọgodo anọ na-enene ife anyị na-ekwu. So ndị na-agbalụ ndị mmadụ odibo maka na before anyị ejewe ebe anyị na-eje na achọrọ m ka unu malụ before anyị eje gụọ ebe ahụ nwanne anyị nwoke gụrụ ụnyaa. I want our people to know exactly ka ife bụ mmadụ ịkpọrọ mmadụ ibi ya mee ya ọ bụrụ ngwongwo onye ahụ like slave. When we talk about slave, ka anyị kwuo ya ife ga-eme ya mee ịghọtago. So where this Bible is talking about buying and selling of slave, he talked about it yesterday. So I know that if I use my King James, it will give it a different, it might sound like it's a different meaning. Because I believe that he was using good news yesterday. He was using good news to read that Leviticus 25 from verse 43. He was using good news. So I am going to read it also with NIV. I am going to read it with King James as well. But before we go, let me do something because I see there is something going on here. Those of you on Facebook, just hold on. I am going to return the link. 1 minute. And those on YouTube, we are here. We are continuing because YouTube, we know that their attack is been there, but Facebook one is very, very bad. So 1 minute. One moment. Thank you for your patience on Facebook. Those on that are coming to YouTube, Facebook. Thank you for your patience on YouTube. Oh, oh. Thank you for your patience on YouTube. We are trying to correct something on Facebook. But if you are joining us back, sorry for that interruption. Sorry for that interruption on Facebook. If you are joining us back, share the video again. I'm sorry for that interruption. I have to, so that we don't have it later. If you are joining us back, share the video, like the video, and allow the algorithm to also do the sharing by liking the video and loving the video. Algorithm will do the sharing. Today we're going to have a raw. We're going to use the book. We're going to use book, and we are also going to use another thing, and the app, which is going to give us all the translation together. Because the reason why I have to do it with the book and do it with the app, I want us to understand the different of the different translations, those different translations, so that we will be able to use the translation to analyze it to the way that you will understand it. And then I think I should also read it in Igbo Bible. Makana, what we are doing is that we talk about the Igbo meaning of some certain things. Let me check what it says in Igbo Bible as well, because ọ dịkwa mkpa nke ọbụla a na-eme ka a na-aghọta ya ọfụma, because na problem anyị na-enwe mgbe ụfọdụ bụ na anyị ada aghọtacha ife ndị most of ọtụtụ ife niile anyị na-eme anyị ada aghọtachi ya ọfụma. Ọ ya bụ nsogbu dị. So ya nwa ka m ga-awụ nweta ya n'Igbo, weta ya n'oyibo, weta ya na King James, weta ya na New Revised Standard Version, NIV, New New International Version. Then you nwetakwa ịchọkwa you weta ya na Good News, you wetakwa ya na Good News ka anyị wee compare here the translation. So, great and wonderful people, I hope I am coming out clear on Facebook and YouTube, because there is something our brother Methuselah read yesterday when he was doing program. He read about it in the book of Leviticus, the book of Leviticus 25. He read about it. That is what we are here to actually talk about. Talking about it, not only talking about it, like I said, we are going to also touch on other stuff that is, you know, wi- about Mazen Namde Kanu, because we know the arbitrary detention of Mazen Namde Kanu, is caused by Hope Uzodinma. The arbitrary detention of Mazen Namde Kanu today, as it stands, is caused by Hope Uzodinma, because we will also tell the world about how Nigeria is violating people's rights just because of they violate people's right because of what they will say, um, because of some a particular individual. That is the reason why Hope Uzodinma is the reason why Mazen Namde Kanu is still in the dungeon. Now, I want to go straight to the point. There is what our brother read yesterday in the book of Leviticus 25. It talks about it talks about ndị na-ego slave na ndị na-adịghị ego slave. So achọrọ m ka m gụgodo ya n'onu Igbo ka m mara ife akpọgodu slave n'onu Igbo before anyị aga n'onu oyibo. Yọta, achọrọ m ga-agụgodo ya n'onu Igbo ka anyị marụgodo ife akpọrọ slave n'onu Igbo before anyị agbago n'oyibo. Ọ dịkwa important, otherwise we can also ga full ife akpọ slave na English dictionary before we come back to it, to what we are doing. Listen to it. Can go on you. Leviticus 25, he started from verse 3. If you go to Methuselah's page, which is, I think, facing reality, you will see that broadcast. And I believe that now he called the pastors out. If any of them could come to defend it, I'm not sure if there is any one of them who called. Maybe I was not following when they called. I'm not sure. So, and I know definitely that they will not call. I know they will not call because they have nothing to say. How will they call? What will they say? They have nothing to say. They don't know how to read Bible, but they read it upside down. So they don't know, they wouldn't know how to explain it. That is the reason why we are here to talk about that particular, Bible verse and see how it concerns us and see what it means. Listen to it in Igbo language. In Igbo Bible, it says, enwere mkpagbu, zoda ya, zodo ya, ma tụọ egwu Chineke gị. This is Leviticus 25, verse 43. We start from verse 43. Ma ọrụ gị ndị ikom, ma oru gị, oke ife a na-akpọfa bụ oru. Ife a na-akpọfa bụ oru gị ndị ikom. Ife anyị na-achọ bụ ka anyị malụ ife akwụkwọ nsọ ji wee gwa anyị okwu igote oru na ile oru, which is ife ndị ọcha kpọ slavery. Ndị ọcha kpọrọ ya slavery. So ka anyị nene anya ọfụma malụ ife ka esikwu ya. Ọ sị gị ma ewela mkpagbu zodaa ya, ma tụọ egwu Chineke gị, ma oru gị ndị ikom na oru gị ndị inyom, ndị ị ga-enwe site n'aka mba niile nke dị unu gburugburu. Site n'aka ha unu ga-abata oru ndị ikom na oru ndị inyom. 45 ọzọkwa, ụfọdụ n'ime ụmụ ndị nnọdụ nọ dịka ọbịa n'ala unu. Ụfọdụ n'ime ha ka unu ga-agbata, na ụfọdụ n'ime agbụrụ ha ndị nọ n'ala unu, ndị ha mụrụ n'ala unu. Ha ga-abụkwara unu ihe onwunwe. Unu ga-eme ha ka ha bụrụ ihe nketa ụmụ unu, ndị ga-anọchi unu ga-enwe inweta dịka onwunwe ruo mgbe ebighị ebi. Ụfọdụ n'ime ndị ahụ ka unu ga-eme ka ha bụrụ oru unu, ma unu enwela mkpagbu zoda ụmụnne unu bụ ụmụ Israel. Okay, let me read it in English. Let me now read it in English. Because ọ sịrị anyị enwere mkpagbu dịrị anyị ụmụnne anyị. Anyị enwere mkpagbu dịrị ụmụnne anyị. So, ife ọ gwara anyị n'Igbo na oru anyị ga-egote, na igote oru si na mba ọzọ bịa. Otu anụnwa anyị bụ ndị Igbo, ka m kọwagodu nke m gụrụ agụ n'Igbo. Before I gaa n'English, then I will explain it. Ọ sị na otu anụnwa anyị bụ ndị Igbo, ị bụrụ na ị gaghị egolo oru onye Igbo. Ị gaghị egolo oru onye Igbo. Ọ ya ka akwụkwọ nsọ ji sị gị hụ mmadụ ibe gị n'anya, hụ ka ị hụrụ onwe gị. Ị gaghị egolo oru ndị Igbo. Maka gịnị? Maka na gịnị awụ nwanne. Maka na ọ sị gị gaa golo oru na ndị nọ gị gburugburu na-esiro na agbụrụ gị, which is onwe ndị bịara abịa ife na-esiri ike. Ịchọ ijegolo oru ebe ahụ, ịchọ ije kpọrọ ofu n'ime nwa ha kpọbata ya n'ụlọ gị. Ịchọ ịkwụọ ha ụgwọ, ịkwụọ ha ụgwọ, ịkpọrọ ofu n'ime nwa ha kpọbata ya n'ụlọ gị. Ịchọ ọwụ na nwa ha ahụ ga-anọlụ gị mgbe ebi ebi, ịkwụọ ha ụgwọ a na-akwụ maka nwa egolo ego ga-anọlụ gị mgbe ebi ebi. Ọ bụkwa na nwa ha ahụ ga-anọlụ savụọ gị, gbalụ gị odibo, meri gị ihe niile a ga-emeri gị ọtụtụ afọ. Mgbe ahụ ịlapịa ọ nawa. Otu anụnwa anyị si akpọta ịnọkata ije kpọrọ nwa onye ọzọ. Nwa onye ọzọ ọkwa otu ahụ ka ọ dị. Ịkpọrọ nwa onye ọzọ, gị na-ebili, ịdị akwụ ya ụgwọ bikos ihe akpọrọ oru, onye ịkpọta ịdị akwụ ya ụgwọ. Ihe niile ọ na-eme gị, ọ na-eme gị afọ free. O nwere ihe ọ na-emelụ gị ị na-akwụ ya ụgwọ, ọkwa ya wee oru. Now ịkpọta ya, ị na-emeli ya ihe, ọ sịkwa ga-akpagbuni ya, ga-akpagbuni ya o. So ị na-emeli ya, ọ na-emeli gị ihe niile for free. So ka ị wee na-afụ na ihe anụnwa anyị na-eje akpọrọ ụmụnna anyị antije kpọta nwa mmadụ wụkwa onye Igbo. Ọkpọta nwa mmadụ wụkwa onye Igbo, ọ na-akpagbu ya, oche iti ihe, o tie ya ihe ka ekwensu, o tie ya ihe ka onye ala, o tie ya ihe ka ọ na-eti agwọ. So otu ahụ a na-agwa gị wụ na ife ahụ godu njọ n'anya Jehova, n'anya Chineke. Ọ wee ezigbote njọ, maka ị gaghị akpọrọ nwa si n'agbụrụ gị, i wee were ya mee oru, iweluzie ya mee oru, na-etriti ya ka a ga-asị na ị na-etriti anụ bi n'ọfịa. So ọkwa ihe ebe a na-akọwara anyị bifo anyị eje n'oyibo. Ọ sị gị na ị gaghị akpọta onye si n'agbụrụ gị were ya mee oru, na ịkpọtakwa na onye siro n'agbụrụ gị iwere ya mee oru gị, iwelukwa ya, itiritikwa ya good. Maka onwe ndị dewere onwe ha, onwe ndị jikwa aka ha jee na-elesi onwe ha n'oru. Ọbọkwa ụdị oru a ndị ọcha bịa kpọrọ anyị, ọbọkwa ụdị oru ahụ. Emechaa anyị ga-ewetakwa ihe niile dị n'akwụkwọ nsọ, ịfụkwa ihe a na-akpọ oru ndị ọcha bịa kpọrọ anyị, na ọ bụrụ ụdị oru a ka a na-ekwu n'ime akwụkwọ nsọ a ịfụ na oru ahụ ndị ọcha bịa kpọrọ anyị. Akwụkwọ nsọ anụnwa gwakwa gị maka ya, gwakwa gị ka ga-esi wee tiri ka ife ga-eme ndị ahụ bịa kpọrọ anyị oru. Bate ka anyị gụchagodo nke anụnwa dịla anyị, ọgwa anyị akpọ na ụmụnna anyị oru, ka anyị gụchagodo ya. So ọ sị na ya ama mkpọ ụmụnna anyị oru, kama na ịkpọrọ onye ọzọ oru, ime ka esho na itiritikwa ya ọfụma. Na ịchọkwa iduru oru ahụ ịkpọta, idulie ụmụ gị, idunye ụmụ gị ga-enwe ihe nketa gị, nke esimọnwụ na ike adụọzi gị, onye anụnwa ịnọzi na-asa abụ gị, inidi ọzọ iduri ụmụ gị. Oru nke ahụ igote ga-anọ ọlụ gị, gitaiz oru enweghị a na-akpọ oru ị ga-egote ọma nnazi ana, ọghọlụ ihe nketa gị, ịkwụọ ụgwọ ya. Maka onwe ndị mba nwere ụmụaka agụụ na-agụ ha, n'anya ha sị kama ha ga-anọ otu agụụ a na-agụ ha, ka ha lee ofu nwa ha welu mee welugodo ego nke ahụ wee nọrụgodo ọfụma saịdị ha, ewere ofu nwa ha lee ofu nwa ha ahụ ewelugodo ego ahụ wee nọrọ ọfụma saịdị ha, ka ha na-erigodo nri. Maka ha ma na onye ahụ, ọtụtụ n'ime ha belivu na onye ha na-elesi oru a ga-enete nwa ha anya. So onye nwawa ụfọdụ n'ime ha ele nwa ha lesi onye ji ego. Mana akwụkwọ nsọ si anyị ego n'onwe anyị, anyị ama ngolikọta onwe anyị. Otu anụnwa anyị bụ ndị Igbo, otu anụnwa anyị bụ ndị Israel, na anyị ama ngolikọta onwe anyị oru, kama na anyị ji egolo oru ebe ọzọ. Na ka m gụọ ya n'oyibo ka anyị wee ghọta ya ọfụma. Maka na ọ sị gị na verse okay, ka m gụọ ya n'akwụkwọ NIV ka afọ use King James, because you use King James ị gaghị aghọtachi ọfụma. He say, for they are my servants. Ka m bido 43. Thou shalt not rule over him with rigor, but shall fear the God. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaid, which is bondman oru nke nwoke, men slave, and the other one is woman slave, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are around about you. Heathen that are round about you. Of them ye shall buy a bondman and a bondmaid. Now, also he said that the nations that are not from you, that is around you, From them you shall buy a bondman and a bondwoman. Now, the same bondman is what you call slaves. Now, let me read it with the translation where our brother read it yesterday so that we will understand it further because I was using King James. He says, because the Israelites are my servant. Okay, verse 43. He said, do not rule over them ruthlessly, but fear your God. Your male and female slaves are to come from the nation around you. From them you may buy slaves. You may also buy some of the temporary residents living among you and members of their clans born in your country, and they will become your property. You can bequeath them on your children as inherited property and can make them slaves for life. But you must not rule over your fellow Israelite ruthlessly. Now, reason why, one thing about this is when you go out there, you bring somebody who is willing, which is not within you, who is not your own people. You go out there, you buy them. You know what is buying them? If you, of course, I have given you an example of these children. You go to a family where they are very poor. You say to them, let me take one of your child, let me train them in the school, or let me buy this child. In the during the olden days, you can buy them. During the olden days, you can buy them and settle the family. It is like a kind of adoption. Adopting a child, adopting somebody, or somebody who make themselves available for you to buy them. You buy them and use them to do your chores. Now, the reason why they will make themselves available for you to buy them, it is simply because they are suffering. They don't have enough food to eat. They don't have enough money to feed, and their number is too much that they cannot actually manage. So that's why they will be able to make one of their family members available to be sold to you. And to be sold to you, it means that these people will be working for you without you paying them. They will be working for you without you paying them. And you cannot take them by force. Remember, he said, fear the Lord. You cannot take them by force. So, buying a slave, it is actually working on the other side of helping the family. It is a kind of the money you give them is going to assist the family to be able to cater for the rest of their family members, while they know that where this person is going to go, they have enough. At least that person will be eating. That person will be getting at least what will keep him alive. That is the essence of Bible talking about buying slaves. Because if you go into it, you will understand that, you know, Europeans, when they arrived to Africa, what they did was that they, having seen this, they turned the principle or the law that governs this upside down. They started taking people by force. You cannot take a slave by force. You actually go and negotiate by the family and you take that slave. And remember that the slave that the Bible is talking about, there is no difference between these people, Nyananden and Tinebi. There is no difference between these children who you go to their family, you take that child, the child will be working for you like a horse. Is that you will not be paying them. They are also like the slave the Bible is talking about here. They are like the slave the Bible is talking about here. And now there is another type of slave, which one we practice in our Igbo land. We practice in Igbo land. That slave is when you go and make yourself a slave of a businessman. A businessman, which is called apprenticeship. We call it apprenticeship. It is a slave because you make yourself available to them. They will make use of you, build their business for so many years, And after so many years, they will settle you. It is also written in this book. It is also written in this book. They will settle you. Let me read further of the one we just read. Let me read it down. Maybe it will explain further, because it is important when we are reading this book, we read it and finish. Most of the part, if you don't understand, continue reading, then you will get the knowledge of understanding while reading. So let me start again from verse 24, 44. Your male and female slaves are to come from the nations around you. From them you may buy slaves. You may also buy some of the temporary residents living among you and the members of their clan born in your country. And they will become your property. You can bequeath them to your children as inherited property and can make them slaves for life. But you must not rule over your fellow Israelite ruthlessly. We must not rule over ourselves, over your own person. You cannot, no matter whom you are, a Yoruba man cannot buy a Yoruba man as a slave. An Igbo man cannot buy Igbo man as a slave. That is exactly what it talks about. But now, what is the essence of that slave? Let's continue to read. We need to find out the essence of this thing called slave. Verse 47. If a foreigner residing amongst you becomes rich, and any of your fellow Israelites become poor and sell themselves to the foreigner or to a member of the foreigner's clan, listen attentively. They retain the right of redemption after they have sold themselves. One of their relatives may redeem them. One of their relatives may redeem them. Have you now seen? You will have an agreement of how long you are going to serve this slave master and when they are going to be redeemed. Because when we say that or we are taking ourselves to go and serve our master, as long as they are not paying you for the services you are rendering, it is slavery. But we now do it in a way that it favors us. That one, you go to a rich man's house, you serve that rich man in what business they are doing, knowing that you have an agreement that within this time you are serving this rich man, they will settle you in so time. And when that time comes, they calculate everything that they will need, that you have actually worked for, and they use it and settle you. That is another kind of slavery, which is the one we practice in our land. Now, the other type of slavery is the one you have agreement. I'm going to pay this amount of money to the family of this person, and I will take this person for good. Since they cannot actually look after this person, I will take this person for good, and this person shall be my own inheritance, shall be my own property. And he also told you, don't treat them bad. Don't treat them bad. That one you bought for temporarily, and that one you bought for good. You shouldn't treat them bad. These things are the things Europeans, they turn upside down, because everything concerning what Bible talks about is what they turn upside down, weaponize it, to use it brutally against the people. Because when I tell you that Christianity is about factionalizing what Christ teach, what the Bible talks about, it is a faction of what Bible talks about. That is Christianity, and that is exactly what the Europeans were able to do in order to achieve what they have achieved today and manipulate our minds. Listen, we continue to read. Now, 49. Okay, he said that if a foreigner in your land is rich and they take your brother, which is Israelite, as a slave, that you will be able to, another of your brother will be able to bail them out if they take them on agreement to take them for good. Or no, if they take them on agreement that he will be bought back with a so amount of money. Remember that when you look at it, Remember that when you look at these things, you will understand that um, you will understand that there is two agreement that governs this slave trade. There is two agreement governs it. The agreement of you buying this person for good, the agreement of you buying this person temporarily. So the one you are buying for good, you pay everything the parents ask you to pay, which is like adoption. You adopt a child or you adopt somebody who is already grown. You buy them from their family, you put them and they will work for you. They will work for you. So now let us continue to read. He said that if it is your own people that was bought by a person who is not from you, that the uncle who might be rich might pay back when the arrangement is done to bring him back home. But if, let me read verse 48. They retain the right of redemption after they have sold themselves. One of their relatives may redeem them because remember, one of their relatives may redeem them. Now, an uncle or a cousin or any blood relatives in their clan may redeem them, or if they prosper, they may redeem themselves. If they prosper, they may redeem themselves. That is part of what we're reading. So now, if they prosper, they may redeem themselves. So it means that they are not, Bible is not talking about that slaves that the Europeans came and took us for. It is not talking about that slaves. Because remember, a slave, if there is a slave that will prosper, it means that they are free. Even if you bought them for slave, they are free. They will be doing their own things. They will be making money. So if they become prosperous, they will redeem themselves. Now, listen to it. And their buyer are to count the time from the year they sold themselves up to the year of Jubilee. Are you paying attention? There is no difference between this thing we do in our land and we call it apprenticeship. Apprenticeship. Let me read it again. They are they and their buyer are to count the time from the year they sold themselves up to the year of Jubilee. The difference between ours is that we don't sell ourselves. We dedicate ourselves to go and be this person's slave for so years, maybe 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and they will settle you. Now, that is also a slavery. When you dedicate yourself, you go to a master, a person who is a businessman, entrepreneur, you go to them and say that you want to dedicate yourself to serve them and they will settle you. Now you have arrangement. I am not going to pay you until 10 years. Then I will calculate your money and give you. Or you calculate it that the person may go to the parents of this person and say, we are going to give you the approximate amount of the money we could pay this person, that this person may work for us for free. Are you seeing the different arrangement? This person may work for us for free. So they pay the parents in advance. But in our land, we don't normally do paying in advance. We do pay after service. After they have served the master for maybe 5 years, the master, the way we do our own, the master will set up a business and now give them goods, give them, the line of the business, because while they are with the master, they are free, they are doing the business, they are mastering the business, they are actually, knowing the lines of the business. So after their slavery, the master will now settle them. That's why he says in verse 20, in verse 50, he said, they and their buyer, they and their buyer are to count the time from the year they sold themselves up to the year of Jubilee, the year of freedom, the year they will do free. Remember that ịgbacha odibo, ife a ga-eme gị edu oge ụnọ, the year of Jubilee. The price for their release is to be based on the rate paid to a hired worker for that number of years. Did you see it? They don't pay you pay as you go. They don't give you wages. They don't give you salary, but they calculate it as the end of the service, and they will take this money and they will give it to you at once. Then it's up to you if you want to use it to start up a business, if you want to use it to do your things, it is up to you. But they have settled you after the slavery. We do it oh. Now 51. If many years remain, they must pay for their redemption a larger share of the price paid for them. These are the ones who pay in advance. They paid in advance. They paid in advance. Instead of paying after service, they pay in advance. If only a few years remain until the year of Jubilee. Remember, Jubilee is the day they will make free. They will be free. They are to compute that and pay for their redemption accordingly. They are to be treated as workers. They are to be treated as workers, hired from year to year. Did you hear that? So it is not, if you don't understand it, you read it more down. He said they are to be treated as workers, paid year to year. Have you seen somebody who is serving somebody in Biafra land? If I be Igbo odibo a na-agwa ịgbacha setụlụọ gị. That is what the Bible is talking about. Though. It is not talking about this type of things. Because it gives two options. Either you pay before you take them, or you pay after you must have taken them, or you buy them for good. Which is say that those things you buy them for good, which is those ones you take from other nation, you buy them for good, they will be your own property. But he said, don't treat them badly. Fear the Lord. Don't treat them badly, because you bought them to serve you for good. Now, 53. They are to be treated as workers. Remember from 52, he said, if only a few years remain until the year of their jubilee, they are to compute that and pay for their redemption accordingly. 53 says they are to be treated as workers, hired from year to year. You must see to it that those to whom they owe service do not rule over them ruthlessly. Do not rule over them ruthlessly. Even if someone is not redeemed in any of these ways, they and their children are to be released in the year of Jubilee. In the year of Jubilee. Maybe you went to Igbo Odibo, ịmụta nwa, ọ bụ na ịnwego nwa, ịmụta nwa, while you are serving your master, you have wife, you have children, which is allowed. While you are serving your master, it means that even if someone is not redeemed, in any of these ways, they and their children are to be released in the year of Jubilee. There is a time, if you remember who was this man in the Bible that served in order to get married to who is this man? He served to get married, and he finished serve. They gave him the wrong wife, and he said he doesn't mind because they gave him the wrong wife. What they used to convince him was that it is the elderly daughter, that the elder must marry before the younger one. So who was this man who served in the Bible? It is as a result, it is the same thing that it is talking about. The time you go and actually serve your master, they settle you. They pay you in advance. I am going to also show you the penance of those who take this type of slavery that the European came to seek for in Africa. Because so many of you believe that this is that it is about the slave European took from Africa that this Bible is talking about. It is not talking about it, but They saw it. Remember, they took this Bible, they studied this Bible in order to know how to bring it back to us. They studied it, they translated it in order to know how to teach it back to us, to justify their actions. That is the reason why they did what they did. But let's continue. Verse 55. Let me read the last verse. For the Israelites belong to me as servants. They are my servants, whom I bought out of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Did you see? God bought us out of Egypt. Did you see now? He bought us out of Egypt. Remember that Israelites took themselves to Egypt as slaves. The way now we have taken ourselves to different foreign nations, different European nations. We took ourselves as a slave. We are doing menial jobs to survive. We are not even paid up to amount of money that we are supposed to be paid. They take advantage of us because we brought ourselves to them. We have no choice. That is where we are slavery. We are on our slave trip. All of us that are not in our land, we are on a slave trip. This slave trip is the trip we handed ourselves over. We handed ourselves over to them. Now, before we go further, I want to now bring to you exactly the one you're talking about, because so many people did are believing that this is the slave of the Bible. Let me read. Let me read. I think the book of Psalm 2. Psalm 2. Psalm 2. Because those people who took us for slavery, they will go back to slavery, because ya nwa ka a sịrị o I will show you ometelubulu na Bible. I will show you ometelubulu. Don't worry. Let me read the book of Psalm 2 verse 7. Psalm 2 verse 7. I like to read it with King James, but I am reading it with this because our brother read it with a translation like this. Psalm 2 verse 7. He said, I will no. Psalm 2 7 to 9. Psalm 2 7 to 9. He said, you will break them. No, I will proclaim the Lord's decree. He said to me, you are my son. Today I have become your father. Ask me, and I will make the nations your inheritance, the ends of the earth your possession. You will break them with a rod of iron. You will dash them to pieces like pottery. Therefore, you kings, be wise, be warned. You rulers of the earth, served the Lord with fear and celebrate his rule with trembling. Kiss his son, or he will be angry, and your way will lead to your destruction. For his wrath can flare up in a moment. Blessed are all who take refuge in him. Okay, these are the instruction. This is one of the instruction actually given those who are actually, if you who touch us, those who are actually against us. Maz, I will bring you in. Just give me a minute. Those who are actually against us, if you touch the children of God, the way they came and they took us for slave, that is their punishment. More is coming. I have more of their punishment to come that we need to actually, talk about. There are many of them, but I want to bring one of our brother here. I believe he has, more to say about it. He has more to say about it. Mazab, I think call me on the other line. Call me on the other line because it is more, audible. You remember the line you called me the last time. Call me on the other line, please. Yes. So now let us also go further. If we want to go further to know or to understand the penance of this type of slavery that we were taken for, the penance of it, if you go to Revelation 13, verse 10, it talks about he that leadeth into captivity, he that leadeth into captivity must go into captivity. For you to know that it was not talking about these slaves, this brutal slavery that we went through. It was not talking about it. It is talking about slave when you dedicate yourself to go and work for somebody for free so that you will be getting ends meet, getting shelter, getting everything that you are looking for. That is the type of slave the Bible is talking about. But let us read the book of Revelation. The book of Revelation 13, verse 13. Let me start from verse 8. Revelation 13 from verse 8, it says, All inhabitants, all inhabitants of the earth will worship the beast, all whose name have not been written in the Lamb's book of life, the Lamb who was slain from the creation of the world. Whoever has ears, let them hear. If anyone is to go into captivity, if anyone is to go into captivity they will go. Now let me read it with King James because it is more understandable with King James. Revelation. I think that let me call. I think you didn't find the number. Revelation 13 from verse 5, verse 10, but I will start from verse 8. From verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, and whose name are not written in the book of life, and of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Did you hear that? If onye metele oburu isi aburu, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And he that killeth with sword must be killed with sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So, for you to see the captivity, they led us into captivity. They did not take us, they did not actually take us into this type of slavery where you go and serve your master, they will settle you, or if they paid money to take you, you will make money and pay yourself out, buy yourself back your freedom. You buy yourself back your freedom because it is about, when we talk about that in Africa, that we used to do trade by barter. You give me what you have. If you give me what you have, I give you what I have. You know, if you have a gold and I have a silver and you are in need of gold, you are in need of silver, I am in possession of that silver. I do trade with your from, give me gold, I give you silver. You do the counterbalancing. Now when you give me gold, I give you silver, it is equal. Likewise, those that does not have silver, they do not have gold, they don't have money, they don't have anything to trade, they can use their own people, their own self. I will give you my daughter, let my daughter be yours. Give me silver and gold. Because the law that governs this trade by barter is that if I give you my child to be with you, at least my child will have shelter, which he does not have from where he is. My child will be able to feed, which he is not feeding well, being with me. My child will be able to, perhaps go to school, which I cannot afford to take him to school. That is exactly what the Bible was talking about here. That is the reason why it says in the book of Revelation 13:10, he that leadeth into captivity must to go. He didn't say will go, he said must to go into captivity, because he that killeth must be killed. Because what the European did to us was not the slaves that the Bible is talking about. The Bible speak a strong words that need you to understand it. That's why it says precept must be upon precept. Precept must be upon precept. I know that I am not in a very good spirit today because something happened, but I believe that you know Maz, ọ dị ka fraud number. All right, all right. So you want to say something? You want to say something because
Yeah, thank you for having me because there are so many places people use as label the Bible and the people don't understand the concept like people are being boy or able to serve person to be somebody to be a master when you are serving somebody that the person you are serving, the person that you are under authority. If you are then you are the person is your master. You have to respect the person. Like many people use the book of Ephesians chapter 6. Say slave, obey your master. But that place, that particular place is talking about the people in authority. Like if you are serving somebody or your father or your neighbor, then you under somebody. Then it's your master.
yes.
It's not that you are still to the person. Like now, if you that making this topic now, I'm been serving you, you give it job to do. That job you are giving to me, I'm serving you. I'm not a slave. But people don't understand the meaning of slave. Like there is something that you put in Book of Psalm. It's in Book of Psalm, but I want to still bring something in Book of Psalm.
I think it's Psalm 2:7.
Yeah, yeah, but I want to continue from that Psalm 2. I want to bring something else in the same Psalm, Psalm 137. Yeah, if it's possible, I want you to show people something.
You can go ahead. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, I can read it, but let me open my screenshot so that I can be able to go along. Psalm 137. There is one music our people always sing by the Lebanon, Babylon. That is slave. You understand? Those people, they goes to slave. Let me read it. Psalm 137. If you get your screenshot, please write it down. Because white people, they carry us to slave. And the Bible record it that they will do that. Because that is the prophecy. Because everything that's going to happen in this world, God already know that this thing will happen. That's why I say write it in the book because time will come so that we can use it to teach our people. He said, Psalm 137 verses 1, by the deliverance of the Babylon. Babylon is the white man. Ancient Babylon is Ethiopia. We already been in Babylon, in Ethiopia, in Syria. We already been enslaved. But see what he said. Where we sat down, yea, we wept when we remember Zion, which is Jerusalem, our own land. We hang our heads upon the willow in the midst thereof. For they that carry us away captive. Did you see what the Bible calls slave?
Captive.
Captive.
Yeah.
Captive, they carry us away captive, required of us to a song that they waste and require of a meat, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion. Like what our people doing today, like entertainment. So many people singing gospel song, musicians. We always go entertain white people in their country. Say that we are singing with white people together. This is what they did to our father, because many people, when people are talking about music or musicians, they don't know many of our people they are using this almost to sing, but they don't understand what is going on. See what happened in verses 4. How this is what our forefather answered. How shall we sing the long song in the strange land? Then verses 5 say, God is talking in verse 5. If I will forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand be forgotten her cunning. If I do remember thee, if I do not remember thee. So if Chukwukama did not remember what happened to us, he said, let my tongue cleave upon the roof of my tongue, but I will prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, verse 7 says, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. Who is Edom today? The white man. Because Pope Nicholas is the one that writes the paper which they used to take our people slave in four corners of the earth, including the people that are living in Israel today. They are the one they bring slave ship called Jesus, which Bible prophesied that it will happen. See what the Bible says. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even the foundation thereof. O daughter of Jerusalem, O daughter of Babylon, and thou to be destroyed. How shall we be? Meaning, in the last day, we're going to be, because there is something that you just read in the book of Psalm that I want me to read this to join it together. That rewarded thee as thou hast served us. So God, they will give them their own reward. Verses 9 say, happy shall we be that take and dash the little one against the stone. So during the time they carry our forefather to slave, they dash them to pieces. It's children. So Bible says when if let's hear from the Christ. And I will still go to Old Testament, but I want to go to the New Testament, then I will come back again. Because the Bible gives instruction. Precept must be upon precept, because what we show is what we do.
Exactly.
Revelation, because many people say that the Bible supports the Bible did not support slave. Revelation chapter 13, verses 9.
Revelation 13, verse 9.
Yes.
Okay.
He said, if any man have ear, let him hear. Because no one
Correct.
anybody listening to this topic we are talking now that said that Bible supports slavery, let's see what the Bible record concerning the people carry on slavery. He said, if anyone have ear, let him hear. He that live into captivity shall go into captivity. So all these nations that carry us to slave, all of them must walk, surely go to captivity. And he that came with the sword must surely be with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, because we are the saints, according to the Bible. Not anything Catholic they are doing today, saying they are celebrating the autumn, the dead people. Bible did not say anywhere in the Bible that white man is the saint, that anyone can make people sin. He said that we are the saints. So this is our patience. Because this will happen when Third World War comes, because Third World War will surely come. And that's what is smelling. Now we are living in the rumors of war. So all these nations that carry on blame, they will use their nuclear These people say end of the world to destroy their kingdom. And what will happen to all these nations? Let's go to Isaiah. Because
Isaiah,
Bible chapter 14, verses 1.
Isaiah 14:1. Should I read or you are
Yes.
reading?
No, before you read, I want hold it there. I want to show people something first in Romans chapter 9, because people always quote this, but they don't understand. I will have mercy, who I will have mercy. People always say that, but after that, this will show us the same thing. Who God will have mercy.
Mm.
Because always put this in book of Romans say, God will have mercy. Who did he have going to have mercy?
Yeah, they always say it, I will have mercy. Onye ọ ga-emere ebere ka ọ ga-emere ebere, onye ọ ga-azọpụta ka ọ ga-azọpụta.
Yes. So you don't, but they will not go to the Old Testament and they find where Paul is quoting from the New Testament that I will have mercy. Who I will have mercy. Okay, you can read Isaiah chapter 14, verses 1.
Isaiah 14 verse 1. I have can use King James, or you want me to use King James, right?
Use King James. Use King James.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will
You see
yet,
who is
yeah, and will yet choose Israel,
uh-huh.
and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be
Wait,
joined with them.
wait. He said that he's going to choose us. Why? Because we scattered through slave with colonization, white man scatter us. Our people, they are still living in America. How did they manage to go there through slave? England, China, Ethiopia, Egypt. So all the four corners of the earth. That's why I say I will scatter you four corners of the earth. So anywhere you see people are living, our people are there. Even in the Fulani land, our people are still there. Continue.
It say, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house
Those
of Jacob.
strangers are, hold on, those strangers is other nation. Because what I said, after Third World War, they will destroy their country. There will be no food. Everywhere will be contaminated. There will be nothing will be here. This is the future prophecy. This one have never happened. Because people are saying that people that living in Israel, they are Israelites, which they are not. That's why they are fighting. Continue.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the
Hold
Lord.
on. Hold on. They said that we're going to possess them. Have we possessed any country
No.
till now? No. He said that, so for you to
So
know
it's a
that this
future
is
prophecy. It's a future prophecy.
because of people that say that slave God. So all these things where people do us. Hold on, I want to read this Romans chapter 9:23 so that we can continue. Romans chapter 9:23. And that might make them know the riches of the glory of the vessel of the mercy. Okay, continue. That is not where I want to be, so that I will get it. I'll continue with it.
All right.
Continue.
So let me read it again from verse 2.
Yeah.
Or from now, let me read it from verse 1 and get to verse 2 straight. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they
He
shall
said
take
that.
them
He said,
captives.
wait, hold on. He said that house of we're going to possess them. When you possess something, you own it. It
Yes,
belongs to you.
yes.
We're going to own Chinese. We're going to own white people. Because our people never think in this life there is time we come in this life we will rule the world.
Yeah,
Because we
no.
are in the bottom.
Yes.
Because our people they never even think about this thing. that I'm telling you in their head that there is a time in this world that we're going to rule the world. Our people, they never think about it.
No, they don't. They don't. Because we don't have nuclear weapon.
Yes. So
They
this nuclear people will use. That's why Christ have to come. So Romans chapter 9, now I get it. Romans chapter 9, verse 16. So then it is so in him will, nor in him runneth, but of God we show mercy.
yeah.
Verses 15 say, for he said unto Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion of whom I will have compassion. So who did the God say that we going to have mercy? The Israelites. We, not all the nations. Continue.
Correct. So verse 2, and the people shall take them and bring them to the place to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land
Yeah.
of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captive they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Correct. It
Did you
says
see that? Wait, did you see that? And we shall rule over who?
our
Our oppressors.
oppressors.
He said that we're going to take them captive because we've already been in captive, which means what we sow is
So
what
what
we
we
will
reap.
reap.
Yes. He that taketh into captivity shall go into
Shall
captivity.
go. So for our people always say that the Bible does not support. Bible is telling you that these people, if they do, now they are ruling the world. They have power. They can do because God never take power from them.
Chukwu anapụkwa na ekwensu ike. Onye nwere Chukwu anafụrụ ha ike.
People will say, no, 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 no. They are not. They are not. But Bible will explain it to us. We read about that Babylon. Continue. Let's see what 3 and 4 we said.
The 3, it says, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from this thy sorrow and from thy
But we
fear.
have rest. We went till today. We never have rest. We are still struggling. We are still fighting for freedom.
That's right.
Still looking for fighting for freedom because we don't rest. We work day and night for we want to survive. Anyway, we can do whatever we can do to survive. That's why he said, all you that labor, I will give you rest. How are we going to get rest? Because he tell us if we keep the commandment, nobody can come into us. Nobody can conquer us. But once we start doing evil among us, killing our people, look at what will happen to us, and we are still suffering from it. So he said that what? He will give us rest and thy sorrow.
The Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve.
You see, the bondage. Till today, because even if you look nature, somebody must be on top, somebody must be on bottom. Everybody cannot be equal in this world. There is nothing like equality. Either we rule the world or other nations will rule us.
That's right.
Continue.
Number 4, he say, verse 4, he say, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
Who is the king of the Babylon? America.
Correct.
That we read in the book of Psalms.
Yes.
Who is king of the Babylon? America. That's why the Bible will tell you in the book of Revelation, Babylon falling, 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 falling. It's falling. And they are falling now. Because now, not every nation now is everything that they bring in, not every day now they have opposition now. People don't believe in everything they are saying because now the man of the sin have redeemed. Continue.
Okay, thou shalt take up the proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how had the oppressor seized? How had the oppressor seized? The golden city seized. Wow.
The golden city, because because America is the golden city. They are the one that's still ruling the world. They are the one that ruling the world. Till now, they make decision. Everybody wants to go America. I want to run. I want to leave Nigeria. I want to leave this country. Nothing will happen. Everybody is going to America. Why people are going? Why? Because they are the golden city. That's why always they make make America great again. Make America great again. Because this is where everything, the head of the world, the oppressor, the Lucifer, the Satan, that ruling the world. They are human. And people always say, no, human being is nothing, Satan is not anything. It's not human. Okay, it's not. Okay, let's see.
But what about the devil come to kill, to steal, and to destroy? So
It's the same people that come to kill and to destroy.
exactly.
But people always think that they are not the one. But the Bible is telling you they come to kill and to destroy. So jump to verses 12. Verses 12.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Ha-
Bible is telling you that they are kingdom because they are fallen. They will fall. The heaven is talking. America is heaven. People going to America to get better life. It's heaven upon the earth because the Bible describes heaven in different categories. So people will think that they are falling from the sky or no. He's talking about their rulership. That's what he's talking. That's why he mentioned how we have mercy, we will set up in the land, and they will be like us, slaves. They will be on the bottom like us till today.
Um, verse, okay.
Son of the morning.
How, yeah, o Lucifer, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations, which
How
did.
did they weaken the nation? By what? Bomb, ammunition. They have the power. You see? So because people will think that the heaven is talking in here, it's on the up. He will explain it more in verses 13.
Verse 13, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation
Congregate.
in the sides of the north. Wow. The north.
Today, it's America.
The north. The global north.
In the north. So they say that I will extend the throne above the star. Can you satellite, everything? They will put their distance to monitor everywhere, watching everywhere, know how to monitor everywhere. That's why they go to the star and they say that they will be like God. When the president of America is talking, it's like God is talking. They
Correct.
have power to talk whatever they want and they will get away and do whatever they want.
That's true.
That's what he's talking. Continue from 14 to 15.
Okay.
14 to 16.
I will ascend above the height of the clouds. I will be like the most high. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the side of the pit.
He said that he will bring them to hell. So because we are living in hell. Every day we go through sufferness is hell. Bible calls slave hell. Captive, we call captive hell. So he will bring them in the bottom because today are we not in the bottom?
We are.
Because when people hear hell, people don't know the difference between hell and the hellfire. Hellfire is when the nuclear is coming. Because the bomb everywhere, the flame of fire. He's talking about hell right now. So they will be like us. Continue.
Verse 15.
16.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
He said that when people will see America falling like this, they will be like us. People will say that, you know, these people make the world tremble, throwing nuclear bomb everywhere, killing people. shaking the way their kingdoms. How did the kingdom change when they throw their bomb everywhere will be shaken? That's what the Bible is talking. For you to know the white man, you people think that they wrote this Bible. That they use Bible to slave us. That the Bible commands us. Bible is telling you who they are in the Bible because your pastor will not do it to you.
That's correct.
Continue.
The verse
Yes,
17.
well, hold on. He said to you, saying, is it the man? He's telling you that Lucifer, you hear, the Satan, the evil issue that come to kill and to destroy. Bible is telling you, is it the man. Not like when you go to church, you carry broom, carry knife, carry cane, they hit for ground. So that is not the Bible is telling you the white man is the devil, the Satan that deceived the whole world. Lie upon lie. Devil is the liar. Who lied to us? Telling us that Jesus Christ is a white man. Is he not a white man? Who changed our history? Who changed our culture? Telling us different things in politics, in religion, in the education. Is he not the white man telling you that they discovered the Banana while we are living inside it? Is he not white? After you say devil is a liar, Bible is telling you that the white man is the devil the Bible speak of. Continue. 17.
That let me read this 16 again. Let me read it again. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms? 17. That made the worlds as a wild wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof.
That open not
That opened not the house of his prisoners.
Are we not in prison today? Why are we looking for freedom? Why do we going to ask America to give us freedom? Why do we going to ask Britain to give us freedom? Because we are still in prison in their hands. The Bible is telling you. While the people are fighting Bible is telling you who these people are in today, and our people is still fighting for the Bible. Continue.
All the kingdom of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house.
If you see that your politician, America, British, all of them, is said to you, the kings, meaning the president.
Yeah, all the kings of the nation, not kingdom, sorry, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house.
You see what the Bible is talking. They are lying. That's why they don't want to tell us who we are. That is what happening today. While people are telling us, white man, do this. As far as white man is still in this world, there will never be peace in this world. People always ask why God no kill Satan. God and Satan is fighting. God and Satan never fight anywhere. Bible is telling you everything that's happening here. He's telling you, he used proverb, he used parable, and telling you something. But because of our people are blind, they don't see, they don't read, they don't understand. Somebody will go and carry cane. Telling pastor will tell them, let's go Sunday worship, which you cannot find anywhere. They will carry cane. Chiri mama mama, chari ya 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 ya, yakata yakata, sikiti yakata. Every day. End of the day, we will see suffering where we suffer. So the people that say why God never killed white man, why God never killed Oyibo man, why God never killed Satan, Bible will explain to you. Verses 20. Because what will happen to them is coming from verses.
Thou shalt not be joined. Thou shalt not be.
Read verses 19 coming so that people will understand it.
But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the remnant of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stone of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt
Uh-huh.
not be joined with them in burial, because thou
Hold
hast
on,
this.
hold on. Why he say thou shalt not join with them in the burial? Because they are nuclear when they used to destroy their city. Yeah, but you say happen then one kapan the young back I get appreciate the kingdom by God, law, the commandment of God for our people for them to hear this gospel truth and continue.
Thou shalt not be joined. Okay, 20 say, thou shalt not be joined with them to burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy
Uh-huh.
people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renewed.
You don't hear them because they are the God who created them and this world. This is what God created to them. Waste to destroy. Continue.
Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not
Uh-huh.
rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Did you hear what the Bible said? Bible said that when we go into rule the world, when the Christ, because he went with us, we never have king till today. According to Hosea chapter 3, verses 4. We don't have king. When Christ will return to save us during the time of Third World War, after they destroy their place, they will come and look for us. Now Christ will come. They will all eyes will see him because everywhere we did that. Everywhere we that smoke is everywhere. The brightness of the Christ, the power is coming with the angel, the chariot. They will come to save us from this people.
You
So
know,
after that,
most when most people, when we are talking about these things you are talking about, most people take it like it's a myth, because in 2000, and they said to you in the year 2000 there will be 7 days darkness or 3 days darkness, because there is a lot of speculations on that. So when we talk about the rising and the falling of a kingdom of Lucifer, people don't understand it. They don't understand that this rise, they believe that this rise will come as a magic. They don't know that it is Lucifer himself that is going to rise against himself and destroy himself. Now the remnant of them will now come and pay for what they have done to our people through captivity, through every means possible. Because don't forget, those in comment section, those in the that are the audience, don't forget we are talking about the slaves that was read in the Bible from the book of Leviticus. That is exactly where we have taken it through, so that you will know that, because many people say that this white man, they wrote the Bible, they brought it to us to justify their action. They never wrote anything. They never wrote anything, because everything written here is about their doomsday. It's about their doomsday, because whatever they have put us through, that is what the Bible we are reading right now is saying, that they are going to go through it in hundredfolds, and they will also come and become our slaves the same way they took us for slavery. It is not something, people believe that because we don't have nuclear weapon, that these people, what we are talking about here is a myth, or we are talking about things that doesn't make sense. It will not make sense to you. It will not make sense to you. The reason why your pastor will not read it for you, because your pastor is actually recruited by the same people that this book is against. Your pastor was recruited through theology and cosmology and all this. They were recruited to do what they are doing. They are not doing it freely, because they were given a platform of Christianity. Then from Christianity, they give them Catholicism, Anglican, Orthodox, this and that. They were given different platforms in order to promote or to talk about what is written here. That is the reason why a lot of people will not understand what we are talking about. That the doomsday of them is going to be caused by them, by themselves. All this nuclear weapon you see all over the place, what do you think it is going to be used for? It is going to be used to destroy something. And what is that thing? And remember, it is a person who have nuclear weapon that attracts nuclear weapon. Don't you think? Because we don't have, you always say that we don't have nuclear weapon. Because the ones who have will say, no, let me nuke this person first before they nuke us. They will see us as a slaves. As a slave, these people, they are minor. Once we finish this war, we survive, we'll come and rule over them more. We will get everything we have lost during this war from these same people. So it doesn't matter. By then, they wouldn't see it coming. That's exactly what the Bible is talking about here. You can continue. Should I read further?
20, yeah, because we're going to stop in the verses 23.
So I should read verse 21 again. Okay, prepare.
21. What will happen to white people in future and the genealogy? Because this thing that you just mentioned now, when Elizabeth have living in his heaven and they go, all the atrocity which he used our people, our land, our resources, our colonization, and who benefited them, they use it. How did they build their nation? How did America build their nation? Is it not slave? And the sweat of our ancestors is what they used to build their nation. Before a nation be a great, it must be built by slave
Yeah, it's
people.
by yeah. Captive people in captive.
Egypt was great before. How? Because our people was there.
Yeah.
Enslaved.
Yes.
Ethiopia later rule. Our people, the same thing, built the empire for them, enslaved in Babylon. Persia, the same thing. Syria, the same thing. Greece, the same thing. Roman, the same thing. We always enslave, slave since our history. Slave. Because we break God commandment. We don't love ourselves.
Only one thing that people don't want to hear, and only one thing, and that thing is what people don't want to hear, because Pastor told them Jesus have come and died.
if Christ come and die, why did Christ tell us to sin not?
I wonder. So he said,
Go and sin.
go and sin no more. Prepare. Verse 21 says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Ogologo na enu. For I will rise up against them, said the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant, and sons and nephews, says the Lord. I will also make it a possession for the Batan and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, says the Lord of hosts. I remember that he said he will not destroy the world again. That means the people in it
No, what he said is that he will not use water.
to destroy the world again.
Water. That's why it's rainbow. Now they change the rainbow to gay and lesbian. So it's water he said that he will not use. But this one, he said the Lord will come with what? The fire, nuclear, fire, and the brimstone, fire. And he's coming to kill. Christ, if people think Christ is coming to kill, his body will be full of blood. Including our people, we will go join the Igbo people to fight our people. Because there is something where people don't understand. Many people started to today, and they don't know what they do. Because when we go into rule the world, everybody will do their own people. God never tell us in the entire Bible to us to go and join any other nation. He said, he tell us to
Isaiah 13. He said, I will send everybody onto their land.
Can you read it, please? 13.
Let me go there. 13, he said, I think I should start it from verse 1.
That no, 13 is okay because of time.
Okay, verse 13. He said, therefore I will shake the heaven, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the
Good.
wrath of the Lord of
If you
hosts.
read this now, you see that this is Bishop Prophet. This thing have never happened. He
Yes,
said, I will shake the heavens. He put it plural.
yes,
For people
heavens.
that think he say heavens, meaning nation upon nation.
Heavens na obodo ndị ọcha na obodo oyibo ebe ọkụ na-enwu n'elu.
Onye che Dubai kịta oje bụ obodo oyibo.
O jego heaven na.
So ya ka o ji wee tinyere gị ya heavens. Sometimes you hear heavens, sometimes you hear heavens. So in the content you are reading, so you can understand the particular one he's talking about.
Yes, and I will, he said, I will,
Therefore, I will shake the heavens.
therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as the chaste roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every his own people, and flee every one into his own land.
If war started, are you going to your people? Are you going to other nations?
You run to your
Who
people.
do you going to stand for?
You
Are
run
you
to your
going to
people.
stand with the people that are oppressing us? Do you going to stand with the Fulani? Do you going to stand with white man? Do you going to stand with Chinese man? Bible is telling you, everybody in his own people, telling you from the beginning, he never tell you to join any organization. He never give you anything called religion, called Christianity, Catholic, the Anglican, Pentecostal. It's not anywhere written in the book. He never see anywhere God of Christianity in the Bible.
The irony of it, the irony of it is that there was I found there is this woman. This woman, she was a history teacher, or she is a history teacher, a white woman, a history teacher, which I found someday. And she teach in a very, she's a professor, a white woman from Europe. You know what? I asked her, we were actually reading something about Babylon. We were talking about something about Babylon. I asked her, okay, tell me if you know, where is Babylon? He told me it's around Syria. Around Syria. I said, no, I mean the Millennium Babylon. I'm not talking about the ancient, the Millennium Babylon. He told me is in Europe, Europe and America. That is the Millennium Babylon, and not only Europe and America, even they talk about it. He called many countries that are in Europe. She mentioned many countries where is the modern day Babylon, otu esi nwee modern day Israelis.
Yeah.
So
European Union, including NATO and the what is the name?
she mentioned it. I was shocked. I was actually shocked. Then that is exactly when I actually, when I am talking about this, I know that I am actually sure of what I am saying, because people, I know that when you go to archaeology, when you start seeking for Babylon, they will take you to Syria. But the most important thing is that Babylon is always the ruler of the world. Babylon is always seen as the ruler of the world. If you talk about Syria, you see that Syria was being ruled through the Roman Empire. And it was even in Syria that Christianity was mentioned first. Do you get? Are you following?
Yeah.
It was in Syria because even that place they call Antioch. Antioch was in Syria, right?
No, Greece.
Greece, it was within that vicinity. Even Turkey, all these places were within that vicinity.
Yeah, Turkey and Greece, they almost the same
Yeah,
place
Turkey,
itself.
Greece, Syria. So all of them are in that vicinity. So it was ruled by Roman Empire. That was why it was called the Babylon, the ancient Babylon. Now the new Babylon is the from the north. I think it is written here in the Isaiah where we are reading. Isaiah
Yeah, we
Isaiah
read it
13.
in Isaiah chapter 14.
Okay, let us finish the Isaiah 13, then we'll go and so that they will see where it is coming from. Okay, I think we read it already. Global, the nations from the north.
Yes.
Yes, the global north. Now, let me continue reading. I think I am in the Isaiah. Let me read
14.
verse 14. It shall be as the chest roll and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee every one into his own land. Everyone that
Mm-hmm.
is found shall be thrust through and
Mm-hmm.
thrust through, which is you will be
Mm-hmm.
killed. They will kill you mercilessly because the fight. Of course, we know when we talk about the war and the bombs. Then he say, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by sword. That is where you talk about the military, those who are joining them in military. Let's go and fight for them. Let's go and join force with their military, right?
Yes.
Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before thy eyes, before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, exactly what is happening in even in Palestine, and their wives ravished. When I talk about things happening even in Palestine, we should not think it is because I am supporting what is happening to Palestinians. But these things are the things that is already written. It is not as if that those who are giving it to them are not going to get their own. He said, he who lead to captivity shall go into captivity. It is a must. So he who kill
Yeah.
with sword shall be killed by sword. So you say,
Yeah.
behold, I will. Okay,
That's
this.
what our people have to know. That
Yes,
all these things that white people did to us, that their time is coming. That's why Christ, Bible always says there is time for everything in their
mm,
Ecclesiastes. He says
Ecclesiastics.
time
Yeah.
to heal, time to burn, time for war, time for this. Everything got its own time. Time to heal.
Yes.
So
I,
everything has its own time. Now, our time now is to build our nation. Now we are waking up in the truth. Because before we don't know all those things. We are blind.
and that is the reason why it is very important that anybody who want to teach our people must teach them the truth, because we are preparing for our freedom, and it is only the truth that will set us free. That's why we are, when I am calling on, this Matthias or Mazidibia, it is about our people for us to actually, talk about this, because the truth will set us free. It is not a lie because you want to be praised. You know what I am doing here, what we are doing here, it is not something that trends. It is not something people want to hear. If you do it, you are on your own. When you speak it the way we are speaking it, you are on your own. Facebook will restrict you because it is talking against them. It is talking about the truth. So that is exactly the reason why we need to tell our people the truth, and they need to know. So I am going to read verse 17 so that we round up. He said, behold, I will stir up the Medes. I will stir up the Medes against them. Wow. The Medes.
Yeah.
If you find out, if you type this in etymology dictionary, it talks about the ancient Iran.
Yes.
Medes is ancient Iran. Now I will stir up the Medes against them. We shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the
Wait,
fruit.
what will that people do? Is
Their
they
bows,
are bomb.
their
They
bombs,
are
yeah.
missile. That is their bow. They are missile. He's
Did,
talking about missile.
did you see the one? Did you see the latest missile that was built by Iran called Fatah? Fatah.
Yeah.
A ballistic is even, it is even most, powerful than ballistic missile. It is called Fatah. So that is the bow. It says, remember that when these people are killing, most of the people see how ruthless, especially people in the that are from Muslim side, if they go for war, how ruthless they will be. You see the way they set up people alive, set them alive, ablaze alive while they are still alive. So that's what the Bible is telling you now. It's reminding you of how they behave. He said, their
Yes.
bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. You see the way the Fulani people remove the fetus of our people from. Remember that they have things in common. Remember that Fulani people removed a fetus from the womb of a woman from the north during in the year 1966. They dashed it on the wall. They killed the pregnant woman. They removed the fetus from the pregnant woman. They dashed it on the wall. So that's exactly what he's saying. These people, they have no pity.
Finish that thing you are reading now. It will explain all these things you are talking about.
Okay, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children.
Okay.
And Babylon, the glory of
No, you
kingdoms.
finish it. You finish the whole thing already. That's where I want you to stay. Their
Yeah,
eyes shall not spare children.
children.
They don't. The same thing white people did when they want to get alligator. They kill our women. They open the pregnant woman body and use it to attract crocodile. But our people, when things happen to other people, our people are crying. But what happened to our ancestors? Because they don't teach them. It's what happened to us during the Biafran War. Nobody wants to talk about it.
Nobody is crying for us. Nobody is telling you I pray for Biafrans. They've been suffering since 1967. But the people are gathering saying I pray for Israel, who have weapon and everything to defend themselves. you know, it is actually ironic that people who are suffering are praying for people who have what it takes to protect themselves, to even make other people suffer. They are praying for them. They never finish pray for themselves, though, but they are praying for other people who are capable. You know what is capable? I'm not trying to be prejudiced against Israel, but I am trying to be realistic here about our people who call themselves Christian, and we pray for them. I hear many people who will say we serve the God of Israel, so we must pray for Israel. These are the things that makes people believe that this Bible is a trap for us. It is not a trap. It has everything. It is written in a metaphor. It is something that is so strong that you need to understand the precept in order for you to decode and analyze it. Otherwise, when you see it talk about slaves, buying slaves, you will think it is captivity slave. It is not slave of captivity. It is talking about the way we go and serve our apprenticeship. Apprenticeship is a slave because any place you go to work and they don't pay you, they wait for after your work is over at the agreement, then they pay you, which is like taking your child into a family, and that family is the one taking care of the child, is doing odibo for them, boy for them, and they are not paying you. It is a slave. It is slavery. People don't know that. But that's why I decided to take it up from one of my comrades. He was reading that verse yesterday. It is just that I am not in a good mood, in a good spirit. I told you what happened to me. It's not what I'm going to start talking about in online, but that's why you know I cannot, I just started this broadcast because I already announced that I am going to do it. Otherwise, I'm not supposed to do it because you can even notice that I am actually, I am brain tired, or will I say I am slow. I am very slow, today. So because of what occurred. But Mazi, please, we can continue. We may continue. We have how many minutes left? Let me see. We have like 21 minutes left.
Okay. Like a lot of our people, we have to do a diligent research, like I said all the time. And when you are doing research, please try to tell yourself the truth and
Exactly.
be balanced, be in the middle. Like now, things that happen in Israel today and the Palestinian, that is the prophecy in the Bible that is going to happen. So they will face what this, even Syria will still join later and other nations. This is a great letter. Because when people talking about Ishmael, our people don't go to the Bible and find who is Ishmael. Affiliation. Ishmael means affiliation. So they will be doing whatever that happens, it will going to affect everybody. This is who they are. This is their nature. God created. That's why I love Bible so much. Because the Bible will give you the history of mankind. Like somebody asked me today if India in the Bible. When I showed him, he was surprised. He said, "What about China?" I told him he was surprised. Because people see this book, there is some names inside. They don't understand the meaning of those names
Because
inside.
everything has been changed today. There is millenniums. Everything is changed to millenniums. These are the things that was written thousands of years ago. So, is it not when they came to remember? People don't understand. There is something we were talking about. Like, you see, a nation called South Africa. A nation called South Africa. If people did not, if the South Africans like Mandela did not rise up, you will be hearing that South Africa is a land of white man, right? But there are
Yes.
the original owners of the land. They are on the periphery being oppressed, just like the Red Indians in the US, just like those in the Australia, just like those in Egypt today. The original owners of Egypt, they are nowhere to be found. Even their remnant is the Hausa people and some Fulani. Fulani is their cousin. You know, uh,
Please.
yes. So it is actually, the way it is, the same way you see the modern day Israel today, because it is always like that. Once you go in, once they come in, if there is no strong force to resist them, they conquer and own it. So have you seen, it's only in 1994 or 95 that South African black people began to have the sense of ownership of their land. Otherwise, it was a white man's land. It was a white man's land. So that's the way it is. It is actually there. I believe that God delayed that turnaround there for us to use it to trace back to know that once these people come in, if there is no strong force, they will continue to conquer until you are no longer known. You will be raised. Your history will be written that these people are the real owners of the land. That's how it has been. But people don't understand it. Those who will say, we support these people, we support, they don't know what history entails. They don't know that many of the Arabs now in Egypt, were they the original owner of Egypt? The answer is no. Egyptians were dark, very, very black. But Arabs, they conquer because there was no strong force to resist them. They own the land. Even the real owners of the land who are black, they are nowhere to be found. It was going to happen in South Africa.
You know why? Because the Bible said the prophecy because of what they have done to us. He said Egyptians you see today,
You shall
you
see
shall
them
see
no
them.
more. Exactly. Thank you very much. That's actually, summarize it. So it is, people should know that millenniums, when we talk about millennium, you should know exactly what we're talking about. Everything has been changed. Names of the places has been changed. Remember that when they go in, they conquer the land, they start changing the names of the streets. They just start changing the names of the provinces. They start changing the names of the land into their own very name. The same way you see them when they translated Bible, they start changing, they translate also the names in the Bible.
Hold on, please. Can you open the book of Psalm 49, verses 11?
Psalm 49, verse 11.
Yes.
All right. Enwe ife nche ịgụtọpụ na this Isaiah 13. There is something very important. I didn't read it. You say,
Okay.
and okay, you say that. Let me start 18 and 19. Can't you? And
Okay.
18, 19, 20. Let me just read it, which is the ancient methods. You talk about the, okay, let me start from 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. For you to understand,
So
it is a nuclear weapon.
you back. Bible is giving you back. It's going to be like the ancient Babylon, which is that Chaldean. During the
Chaldees.
time Chaldean, during the time of Sodom and Gomorrah. Now
Mm.
the same way it's going to do. What happened in America today? The same Sodomites.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
LGBTQ, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And if you don't support, they will sanction you.
You don't see how they removed who is this with Uganda. They removed the Uganda from African trade, African AGOA. They removed Uganda because they say Uganda does not respect human rights, and the human right they talk about is because of the law that the Parliament of Uganda signed against the LGBTQ community. So that's why they remove them from this free trade. Trade, when you take your goods to USA, it is duty free. They remove the Uganda from that, from that AGOA. They are no longer going to have duty free, pushing their goods into United States. They gave it to more, I think around 30 African countries. They removed Uganda, they removed Niger because Niger planned a coup. They removed Gabon because Gabon planned a coup. They removed, I think, Burkina Faso because of the coup. For you to see, it is not about they are doing it so that they control you. They have control over you. That's why they give you this type of things. Once they are not able to control your narrative, they remove you from what they are using to profit you. Just like they cut the aids that is being given to Niger Republic. All of them, the way they cut it, because Niger people woke up to say, no, we are claiming our land back from this stooge that was placed there. So that's why for you to see everything they do, it is only for their own benefit. People will literally believe that they are benefiting from what they are doing, but they are giving you this in order to control you. So that is the reason why this Bible, book of Isaiah 13 said that, you see how he praised Babylon, how Babylon is praised. Remember that when president of America will tell you we are the biggest economy in the world. We have the biggest military in the world, the most advanced military. The way they praise themselves, that's the way the Bible praised them here as their doomsday comes. Look at it. And Babylon, the glory of the kingdoms, the glory of the kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency shall be as when God overthrows Sodom and Gomorrah. And he said, number 20, he said, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabians pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherd make their fold there. How did how did the Bible know that Arabians na afara like ije ebe mmadụ anọrọ je chọọ anị bili. So
Arab meaning that is the meaning of Arab.
no.
Desert.
Hmm?
Desert.
Desert.
Yes.
He said that, okay, he said that even the generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherd make their fold there. Oh, you are right. So where you said the book of Psalm, there was something I was saying before I said let me finish this.
You are talking about how they are changing the name, changing the everything.
Yeah, they conquer the land, they take over the land, they change everything, including change every name so that you will never trace it back in your next generation. So you said the
Yes.
book of Psalm
49:11.
Psalm 49 verse 11. Man.
Or can I read?
Yeah, you can read, please. I don't think I am so.
Okay. Bible, the scripture says that their inward thought, Psalm 49:11. See what white man they are doing everywhere. He said, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling place to all generations. They call their land after their own names.
Yes,
Like today, they call Africa, they call it Africa.
yes.
Africa was given.
The land they conquered, the land they conquers, they name it after their. Yes, yes. Because everything, yeah, it's exactly what we were saying. Let me read it because I believe I will come out clearer because of the you are on the other side of the phone. Let me read it. Verse 11, right?
Yes.
He says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and a dwelling place to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. That's true. That's true. That is true. Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt. Kekwe boss.
Lagos.
Lagos, Africa. Africa. If we go
Lagos
into,
from English, they call it Lagos.
yes, if you go into other places where they conquered, they name them after themselves. It is true. Wow. Bible is so broad. Bible has everything. It has everything we are actually, going through. It is prophecy. Those are now the prophecy that had already happened. There are future prophecy which we just read, the ones that is yet to come, which is we are seeing the signs already. We are seeing the signs already, but many people might not be able to fathom the signs because it is actually that people are seeing it as a norm today. The
And this is
signs.
what Bible people in Christianity, when pastor say, I prophesy, can I prophet? Can I pro? This is not what the prophet is talking about. Bible is giving you prophecy. You reading it, not me. He's telling you what will happen. The scripture there is telling you. I'm just reading it for you to see the future prophecy, what is going to happen. That's why I prophesy from the book, not like me saying. I'm giving you the future prophecy of what the Bible said. That's why I said Isaiah chapter 8, verses 20, to the law and the testimony. If any man speak not according to the true word, there is no life in him. That's
Exactly.
why people go to Pastor will tell them their own prophecy of their own heart. But we are not here to tell you our own heart. We are
So
telling you
basically,
things.
prophecy is what they are thinking. They are like sidekicks. Those people who psych people. They are like
Yeah.
those people who psych people. So anybody who will tell you I prophesy, I see, they are not seeing anything. They are seeing their minds. They are not seeing anything. They are lying.
Their own view.
Because according to the Bible, when we talk about prophets, they are not prophesying to individuals. They prophesy about the nation. They tell you the future, what awaits the nation in future. There has never been a prophet written in the Bible that is prophesying to somebody. They tell you they prophesy to the children of Israel. They prophesy to the nation of Israel. They will not tell you that they are prophesying to you individually. No. They can only decree for you individually, which is the time Christ saw Zacchaeus. He said to Zacchaeus, I will come to your house today. Your name will change from, no, you will come to your house and you will no longer be the tax collector or criminal tax collector. Your life will change today. So that is decree. And he became friend with Zacchaeus, right?
Yeah.
So that is decree. It is not prophecy. No one prophesies because they are telling you what is in their mind. That is the reason why these people are critical thinkers. They are free thinkers, if I may tell you. Maybe they see you, they imagine your problem, they start telling you that. And they know that as African person you are, they must tell you there is a generational curse. There is a witch coming from your village. They will tell you that this is your problem. They have imagined your problem, that anything that brings a man to come to church at every given time is poverty. They will start prophesying to you. It is always poverty. They will start prophesying to you. The reason why you are not moving forward is that your great grandmother or that woman, that old woman who will stay next to you. They will not sometimes.
Your condition. Yeah. If you get money, you don't know what you are doing with your
Yeah,
small time finish in your hand.
yeah, I can coach assist. They will tell you that I can coach assist. What is the problem? A prophet that is written in the Bible before these ones who self-acclaim themselves, they were never prophet of people. They are prophet of a nation. They tell you what this nation is going to go through in future, or what this.
If they don't repent for their sin and
Yes.
iniquity, if the calamity will come, if they don't change, because before all these things come, there is something that's going on in the country, in the nation. If they don't change their way, the people that's going to come upon them. For example, let me let's go to
We
Jeremiah.
have 5 minutes left and they will be kicked
Yeah.
out.
Okay,
Jeremiah,
Jeremiah chapter 2,
yeah,
verses 8.
read. You have it.
Yes.
Read.
Jeremiah chapter 28, verses 7. Nevertheless, hear thou now this word that I speak in thy ear, and in thy ear of the people. Verses 8, he said, the prophets that have been before me, and before thee, of the old prophesied both against many countries, against great kingdoms, of war, of evil, and of pestilences, like in all this corona
Plague.
sickness, that all these things, they will tell you something that is going to happen for you to know. The prophet, verses 9 says, the prophet which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophecy shall come to pass, then when the prophets being known that the Lord have truly sent him.
Yes.
Like the same thing Christ put in the book of Matthew chapter 24. Let me read it, Matthew 24. Because Christ spoke about these things, like during the corona come, we use Bible to prove people that the Bible prophesy about corona. That the short time people will go inside the house for
And
a short
quarantine.
yeah. So all these things was written in the Bible. So even in the Matthew 24, when Christ talking about it, in the time will come, we will hear rumors of wars and these things and the
We should know that
uh,
we should prepare.
yes, that it is talking about. Okay, Matthew chapter 24. Read it so that people will see. He said that verses 7: For a nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine, which we are into it, pestilence, sickness, earthquake in the diverse places.
Hmm.
Are we not seeing it today?
It
Witnessing it.
happened in Morocco. Is it Morocco or Algeria? It happened.
Because it continued. Because after they will say it's a natural disaster. It's not. It's because of the evil,
Hold
how they
on.
pollute the world they are doing.
I think our time is up. We were kicked out, but I connected it again. So let's round up. Let's.
Okay, what we use to round up, we go into Genesis chapter 49. Let's see what we're going to use to round up. Genesis 49,
Genesis 49.
verses 1 and 2.
And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Gather
So we
yourselves
are now,
together. Yeah, we are on the last
yeah.
day. Gather yourselves together and hear ye sons of Jacob, our people, and hearken unto Israel, your father.
Do you see what the Bible tells us? That we should gather ourselves together. Oh, let's gather ourselves together. How do we going to gather ourselves? If we don't gather ourselves with one concept and one mind, one God, one Chukwu, how do we going to, like this thing we are now, we have Christianity, we have we have this, we have different groups. How can we unite? How can we gather? When somebody is talking for here, this one is talking different things. But the Bible
When you try to invite them so that we will actually have a uniform on how to interact to our people, they will not come.
so, Zephaniah chapter 2, verses 1 also, he said, gather yourself together. Yeah, gather together. Oh, nation, not desire. Nobody desires us as a nation. Nobody care about us. And our people, they don't care. Everybody is doing whatever they want. But the only thing that's going to gather us together, if we have one law, which is in this Bible, we are running away. If this law, we hold me responsible, and hold you that listen to me responsible. Bible tell you thou shalt not kill, and you are killing your brother. Thou shalt not lie, and you are lying to your brother. Thou shalt not deceive, envy, respect your mother and your father. Telling you the things that is going to guide you, how you can guide a nation. Why are people are fighting with the Bible? Bible tell you love your neighbor as yourself. If you love your people, don't lie to them. Tell them the truth.
Exactly.
So all the conclusion of the whole thing in the Bible is Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Let us use it to round up the one verse.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, we use it to your tent, O Israel. Then
Okay.
12 verse.
Ecclesiastes 12, verses 13.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. If you do good,
So,
you do yourself. If you
you
do
do good.
bad, you do yourself. That's the way it is. So,
Thank you.
Re-
having missed my brother.
reiterating on our topic today, which is the reason why Facebook restricted us so much. Reiterating on that topic is a topic of slavery, which we read from the book of Leviticus. There is a slave that goes, cause, it is a captivity. Captivity. A slave the Bible was reading, we were reading, it's about a slave of you having an agreement to an extent of you take yourself in, make the arrangement that you will work for so many years or you will be their slave for good because you don't have hope of making it yourself or making it in life. You will be their own slave. It still boils down to the time Africa was doing trade by barter. They even trade human resources. They trade human. I don't have money to train these children. Please take this child from me. Let it be your child. Let it be your own. Use this child. I know you will take care of him. That is the slave the Bible was talking about. It is not slave of this captivity of white people coming to force us, put the iron chain on us. It is not what he's talking about. And he says in that slave that you should also fear the Lord while handling these slaves. You should fear the Lord. So it is not about that a white man wrote Bible and bring it to us, plan everything they are going to do against us. They even plan on taking us slavery. No. They did everything they did so that by the time you get to it in the Bible, you will say, no wonder they wrote it. This is a book of slavery. And you will read where it says, slave, obey your master. You will not know that this was they studied this Bible when they took it away from us as a scroll. As a scroll. They took it. You see the way the Israelis today rather, they are using the scroll. They use their scroll. That was the way we were using this scroll. And it was original scroll written in animal skin. Written on animal skin before they start the translation. That was what happened. The translation. They were able to manipulate the names and remove some of the books. Do you know that there was books in the Bible that was removed? The books of healing, the books of do you all know about Solomon doing magic? Was it magic? Is it, would I call it magic? Solomon did a lot of magic. Even when he appears in front of his enemy, he become invincible. Hello?
Hello, I'm with you.
So, is that magic or is it part of the things that made Solomon actually deviate from God's plan? Because the book of Solomon actually, talked about where he appeared in front of his enemy, he became invincible.
Bible warned Solomon about idol, and he goes all the after all the other nations that he married, and they start bringing their idol, different shrine.
And that was why he was the last king of Israel.
That's why God punish him for all those things that he have done. So he have to get punishment. That's why I like the Bible. Bible always tell you the good side and the bad side. For we to learn from the bad side and keep the good one. So that you can see there is some things our people are doing today. For you to know there is some people that did it before. End of the day, Solomon will tell you all these things is vanity of vanity.
That's true.
Like some of our people we carry so many women, they see the count or whatever they call it count. How many men have you, how many women have you get, how many this? He say he do all those things. At the end of the day, he say all of them they are vanity.
They are vanity,
So some
yes.
people challenge, he say you have doing it. For you to know there is people that do all these things you have you in yesterday is doing. There is people already do more than the one you do. And at the end of the day, there is nothing inside. So only way we can do things in our place, in our country, in our own brother, in our own neighborhood, in our brothers, is to what? Fear God. That's why I say the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Wisdom.
If you want to get the wisdom of this Bible, he said the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding all they that keep the commandment. If you
Proverbs,
don't
right?
keep the commandment,
Is
how
it
will you fear God?
Ecclesiastics or Proverbs?
It's the book of
Proverbs.
Psalm also.
Um, yeah, it is in the book of Proverbs.
One,
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of of wisdom.
yeah.
Yeah, so it is in the book of
Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10.
it's Proverbs 9 verse 10, right?
Yes.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Yeah. So, but we don't fear the Lord. We don't keep His commandment, and the fear of the Lord is by keeping His commandment.
Yeah. And there is another one in Psalm 111, verses 10. He said that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, a good understanding, all they that keep the commandment, and the understanding praised forever.
That's true. So, in your conclusion, make your conclusion, or is it already your conclusion so that we'll call it a day?
Yeah, the conclusion is that Ecclesiastes that I quote, the conclusion of the whole matter.
All right.
Let's hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let's hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep the commandment, for this is the whole duty of a man. For God shall bring every work into judgment, every secret thing, whether it's good or whether it be lie. Because some of us will come in social media, they want to make people to know them, to make famous, to know people, they will start to lie and putting everything upside down so that they will get more people. And you are telling them you want, they say they want to be famous, they don't care. And they are lying to our people, and our land will be desolate every day by day.
True.
So what do we get? Nothing. All right, I'm done.
All right. Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah. Thank you for having me once again.
All right. Great and
And
wonderful people of Biafra.
audience listen to us also.
Yes.
I want to take you under
Great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. We are going to call it a day today. It is actually not a good day on Facebook, but I know the seed has been planted. I know those who paid attention will grab the seed and continue with it and water it. Is very, very important. That's why we don't look at the number most of the time. We look at the message. And we're going to call it a day until we meet again. Stay safe, stay informed. Bye for now.